Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I hope all of you are having a good day. My name is Dinda Sudarpi and I'm a 5th semester student for Universitas Tanjungpura, majoring in Management International class, Faculty of Economic and Business. Through this video, I will be answering questions for Organizational Behavior Lecture midterm exam that had been sent by Sir Adi through Edmodo. And in this second video, I will answer Part B. Part B is related with OB theory. The first question is, what is OB according to 5 experts? Why is OB important in a company? Definition of organizational behavior according to Timothy A. Judge, 2008, organizational behavior is a field of study that investigates the influence of individuals, groups, and structures on behaviors in organizations, which aims to apply this kind of knowledge to increase the effectiveness of an organization. Definitions of organizational behavior according to Toha, 2014. Organizational behavior is a study that concerns aspects of human behavior in an organization or a certain group. Definition of organizational behavior according to Khairul Umam, 2010. Organizational behavior is a field of study that studies the impacts of individuals, groups, and structures on behaviors in organizations with the intention of applying knowledge about these things for the improvement of organizational effectiveness. Definition of organizational behavior according to Samshir Torang, 2012. Organizational behavior is the study of what people do in an organization and how this behavior affects organizational performances. The definition of organizational behavior according to Andre, 2004. Organizational behavior is a study of human behavior in organizations. An organization is a group of individuals who are coordinated to work together on an ongoing basis in order to achieve common goals. Because the study of organizational behavior provides insight into how employees behave and work in the workplace, it helps us develop an understanding of the aspects that can motivate employees, improve their performance, and help organizations or companies build strong and trusting relationships with their employees, so that it can be easy to achieve companies' goals and employees' personal goals. Moods differ from emotions in 3 main ways. What are they? Explain them. Moods are different from emotions in 3 main aspects. First, moods tend to be much more long-lasting, going for hours or days, whereas an emotions may only last minutes or hours. Second, emotions are about something very specific, such as a person or situations. But moods are much more diffuse with no identifiable object. A mood is a general feeling, not a reaction to a particular situation. Last and not least, the third, moods are not as intense as emotions, which can be a strong feeling such as exhilarations, terror, or despair. In contrast, you might not be consciously aware that you are in a good or in a bad mood until you reflect on your response to a situation. Next, what is the relationship between behavior and performance in the organizations? Give an example of your explanations. The relationship between behavior and performances within an organization is that behavior really affects someone's performances. Because if we have a bad behavior, the performance results can be bad too. And thus, we will also have a bad relationship with our peers or even our coordinates and subordinates. It will, at the end, have an impact on the organization as a whole. If an organization has a member who has very irresponsible behavior and all in all a very bad attitude and behavior, it will have a devastating effect that can affect how people perceive our organization through our employer branding. For example, if employees in an organization have an arbitrary behavior and are being a perfect results, the organizations can fall apart, and what is even more fatal is that if it is witnessed by the wider community, it will continue to be labeled as bad by people. Please explain the role of affect, moods, and emotions. An affect is a term that encompasses a broad range of feelings that people can experience. It embodies both emotions and moods. An emotion is an intense feeling that is short-term and is typically directed at a source. Emotion can have indicative facial expressions and body language as well. A mood is a state of mind that tends to be less intense than an emotions and does not necessarily need a contextual stimulus. Moods last longer than emotions, from hours to days. Emotions have the ability to turn into a mood state when unattended to. If a precipitating event is ignored or lost focused off, the emotions of said event could transform into a new mood state. Also, mood can affect a person's emotion and emotional intensity of new situations that follow as well. Emotions and moods influence one another. Mention the 9 sources of emotions and moods and please explain them. Emotions and moods can be caused by many reasons. It can be from personality, as all individuals must have a built-in tendencies to experience certain moods and emotions more frequently than others do. Individuals also differ in how intensely we experience the same emotions, while those who are effectively intense experience good and bad moods and emotions more deeply. It can be from a day of the week or time of the day. You will have guessed by now that people tend to be in their worst moods early in the week and in their best moods later in the week. Monday morning is therefore not the best time to reveal bad news or ask someone for a favor that is not going to be favored by them. It can be from a weather, like illusory correlations. It is the tendency of people to associate two events when in reality there is no connections. Many people think so, but the weather has little influence on our moods. It can be from stress that can affect our moods and emotions negatively. The effects built over time and constant levels of stress can worsen our moods and emotions. It can be from social activities. For most of us, social activities increase positive moods and have little effect on negative mood. Positive effects seeks out social interactions. Physical, informal, and Epicurean activities are more strongly related to positive moods than formal and sedentary events. It can be from sleep. That is by far can be your favorite source. Indeed, sleep quality does affect mood. If you are tired, you are more likely to feel fatigue, anger, or hostile, and therefore it can impair decision making and make it difficult to control emotions. It can be from age. Negative emotions seems to occur less as people get older. Highly positive moods last longer for older individuals, while bad moods fade more quickly than for younger people. Emotional experience improve with age. Next, how does personality influence the employee performance at work? Explain your answer supported with its journal. Personality affects all aspects of a person's performance, even how he reacts to situations on the job. Not every personality is suited for every job position or role. So it's important to recognize personality traits and pair employee with the duties that fit their personality the best. This can lead to increased productivity and job satisfactions, helping your organizations to function more efficiently. Personality can be seen as the motor which drives behavior. Next, there are many ways to measure personality, but psychologists have mostly given up on trying to divide humanity neatly into types. Instead, they focus on personality traits. The most widely accepted on these traits are the Big Five. Explain the ways how to measure personality. What is personality traits and what is the Big Five? To study personality scientifically, we must first be able to measure it. How do psychologists deal with these issues? In several different ways, we can do self-report tests of personality, questionnaires, and inventories. We can do projective measure of personality. Other measures such as behavior observations, interviews, and biological measures. It can be from personality and health, the type A behavior patterns, sensation seeking, and longevity. It can be from personality and behavior in work settings. Personality measurements carried by researchers use 5 personality traits or Big Five personality traits, with personality dimensions namely agreeableness, extraversion, conscientiousness, neuroticism, and openness to experience. Personality traits reflects people characteristic, patterns of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Personality traits imply consistency and stability. Someone who scores high on a specific trait like extraversion is expected to be sociable in different situations and over time. Openness is a tendency to appreciate new arts, ideas, values, feelings, and behavior. Conscientiousness is the tendency to be careful, on time for appointments, to follow rules, and to be hardworking. Extraversion is the tendency to be talkative, sociable, and to enjoy others. Agreeableness is the tendency to agree and go along with others rather than to assert one's own opinions and choices. And the last, neuroticism, is a tendency to frequently experience negative emotion such as anger, worry, and sadness, as well as being interpersonally sensitive. Next, what are type A and type B personalities? The hypothesis described type A individuals as outgoing, ambitious, rigidly organized, highly status conscious, impatient, anxious, proactive, and concerned with time management. People with type A personalities are often high achieving workaholics. They push themselves with deadlines and hate both delays and ambivalence. People with type A personalities experience more job related stress and less job satisfaction. Type B is a behavior pattern that is lacking in type A behaviors. AB personality is a continuum where one either leans to be more type A or non type A or type B. The hypothesis describes type B individual as a contrast to those of type A. Type B personality, by definitions, are noted to live at lower stress level. They typically work steadily and may enjoy achievement, although they have a greater tendency to disregard physical or mental stress when they do not achieve. When faced with competition, they may focus less on winning or losing than their type A counterparts, and more on enjoying the game regardless of winning or losing. The last question is, open this link and you must do the test of personality and look at your scores and describe your behavior. How does your behavior influence your study or your work? And ask two of your friends to take this personality test. How are their scores and describe their behavior on their scores? How do they manage their behavior at their workplace? My report is that I got 52. My interaction with others, while generally characterized by warmth and tolerance, are also at times tinged with impatience and hostility. When I am stressed or frustrated, I can lash out at others or end up stewing in anger or frustrations. Even my moderate score might put you at risk because this aspect of type A behavior pattern can not only be extremely harmful to relationship, it is also very damaging to your health,